Obviously, a show like The Expanse has a ton of special effects in it. And these days, when we think of special effects, we often think of things like people dressed in green, doing things in green screen with CG stuff around them. But you should know that within the industry, that is called visual effects. That's the digital half. The physical side is called special effects. And here at Tim Barraball's shop, Acme FX, is where all that happens for The Expanse. His team here can do a little bit of everything, from mold making to welding to woodworking to machining, from the macro to the micro, and he's about to give me a tour. So Tim, this is your domain, yes. And this is practical special effects, yes?
Absolutely, yeah.
All like hand props, gags, rigs. Talk to me about what happens here.
Well, this is kind of the genesis of the practical effects that we do that eventually end up on camera down on set. So we'll break down a script and find out exactly what physical effects we need to do, and then I'll come down here and hang out with the guys and start designing stuff and start building. We do some tests, videotape the tests, make sure the director's happy with everything, and then take it all to set and
everything changes.
And everything changes, yeah. The batteries die, and yeah.
How much time do you get to prep an episode? Are you guys always behind the 8 ball, or you kind of sometimes have time at the beginning of the season?
Well, at the beginning of the season, we've usually got about 2 months startup time to really get stuff going. But as the blocks kind of progress, and it's down to usually about 2 weeks from the beginning of the design to actually shooting it. It's tight, yeah. Tight.
How much when you try to problem solve something in advance? Mm-hmm. How much does the solution come out on set by the seat of your pants?
Sometimes, yeah, depending on the complexity of the gag. A lot of times, they change camera direction, or the director just has an idea on the moment, and they have to kind of go with the flow. Mm-hmm. But most of it is as planned out as we can, and shown to them ahead of time, so they know exactly what's going to happen. There's no surprises. So mostly it's finalized here. Yeah. But yeah, there's always that last minute.
A little bit of chewing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
In my experience, a special effects shop like this, it has to handle a little bit of everything. So what kind of processes are the regular things you work with here?
It's everything from plumbing to electronics, to metalworking, and then pyrotechnics. Then we do rain and snow. It's all the elements. Plus, it's all the elements that we imagine. Right. So it's everything from A to Z, really.
Will you give me a tour around what you guys are working on?
Yeah, this is my shop. This is Acme FX. Mm-hmm. We're one of the biggest effects shops, I think, in Toronto. I like to say that, whether or not it's true, but we're very proud of the space we have here.
It's I walked in and smelled burnt steel and felt right at home.
Yeah. So
this is clearly your machine shop. I love the machine tools. I love the precision. Yeah. This is a funny thing about your job, right? Sometimes it's super high precision, and sometimes it's big dumb thing goes in big dumb hole, right?
Exactly, yeah. The lathe over here was one of the first.
Oh man!
It was one of the first pieces of equipment that we got when we opened 20 years ago, and we got it from a machinist that was next door to us, who had sadly passed away. And his wife offered these items to us, and this actually came out of a munitions factory in Texas. Wow. And it built planes in World War II.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I want to see some of the stuff you guys are working on right now, some of the rigs you guys. Is this something for the...
No, that's actually, we took that apart. This was, we're working on these things. We got a bunch of electric wheelchairs. So we had to make a kind of a mechanized, an autonomous robot for the season. And so we figured we'd start with these because they can handle a lot of weight.
Right.
They got great torque.
Yeah.
They're electric motors, so they're really quiet. This was kind of how we started, tested the theory, put a lot of weight on it, and then we built it into a different machine.
Yeah, my very first robot was using the chassis of an electric wheelchair. Mm-hmm. It's just a very great starting place. Mm-hmm. Jamie and I have used dozens of them over the years.
Yeah, they're really robust. And then we just got some servo controls to make it go. So here we are in the metal shop, metal fabricating shop. Guys are working on a couple of different projects right now.
You're sealing the ends of the steel. How come?
We're reproducing a table in a room that's going to collapse. So instead of using the actual, the set piece.
Oh, so you've got a table that already exists.
Yeah.
And you've got to make a breakaway one.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So the top of it will be tempered glass with a steel base. Basically, we'll hold it all together with a cable and a quick release. Quick release goes, blow some pyro. Yeah, we've got some pyrotechnics inside the tempered glass. That'll blow the glass and the whole thing will fall to the ground.
You use pyro to detonate the glass.
Yeah,
and then, I know that sometimes just a little sharp point.
The knockers.
Yeah. Is that what they called it?
Yeah. We kind of got away from those. What I like to do is when we have the glass made, I have it made with a half-inch hole, kind of somewhere on the table.
Right.
And then into that half-inch hole, we put a little piece of pyrotechnics and back it up with a little lead, because you can hit a piece of tempered glass with a hammer, and they're very strong when you hit them laterally, but the edge of the glass is really weak.
Right.
Okay.
So you put pyro in a hole and it's sending it to
Exactly, yeah. So all that energy, when detonated, goes against the side of the glass, and that'll pretty much guarantee that the glass is going to pop, and it all falls down, and you get your shot. Yeah.
How many iterations are you preparing for?
We generally do 2 takes of the really big stuff.
Yeah.
It's TV, so we don't have a lot of time
or
money. So generally 2 is what we go for.
I'm also kind of grooving on these guys. I have
magnets.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they're really solid.
Just for welding setups and stuff, I have these little red arrows, but I'm kind of tired of them and they're too weak. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, what it does is there's a magnet inside the handle here, and when you turn that, it pushes the magnet down to the table, and it's very solid.
Hold on, I'm taking a picture. I'm gonna have to get some of these. This is one of my favorite parts about tours like this is learning about tools I don't know about and then going and getting those tools.
Yeah.
Are these like some type of pyro rig?
Well, these are the legs.
Oh, these are the legs of the table.
These are the legs of the table, and that's the centerpiece.
Yeah.
And they'll kind of be held up like this with the cross braces, and then the glass on top of that, and held together with just a cable, and then a quick release that will pop with pyrotechnics the same time the glass goes, so it all crumbles away at once.
I know that people probably ask you all the time, what's it like to make stuff and then just blow it up? But I'm curious about the fact that somebody designed this table and they put all of this idea and engineering into it, and then you're walking through their exact footsteps for the opposite reason.
Yeah, to break it back down, which is great. It's at the end of the day, it feels good when stuff actually falls apart and blows up.
In the right way.
Fire in the right way.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
Yeah, it's very satisfying.
What is this beautiful thing?
So in the show, we do a lot of zero-G. We float a lot of people. You were on my teeter totter, I think, at the end of season 2.
I was.
You're kind of floating in space there. Yeah. So one of the gags coming up is when people get shot in zero-G and they're mag booted, they kind of float around like this because you can't fall down. You just kind of. So someone comes up to get them out of the room. They kick their feet out. So it releases the mag boots, and they've got to go get them up into a horizontal, and they're going to carry them away. So we're building a rig for the end of the teeter totter, where the actor can be on that rig, and the other actor can kick his feet out, and he can slowly put them back to flat, and then the teeter totter will pull him out the door, and they can float him out the door.
That's super gruesome.
Yeah. So there he's just been shot.
So the actor will be kind of strapped to this thing.
He'll be strapped. This is upside down right now because they're working on the slider.
Yeah.
But basically, he'll be able to slowly tilt him up, and so the machine takes all the weight.
Yeah.
So to the actor, it's like it's nothing. It's totally zero-G. Yeah.
And then will this thing get painted green?
Yes. Sadly, this beautiful aluminum will become green screen.
So after doing, you've probably done dozens and dozens and dozens of different zero-G rigs.
Yes.
So now, do you watch a movie like Ad Astra being like, what did they do for that shot?
Yeah. I have to buy the DVD so I can watch the behind the scenes to see how they do it. And I'm like, oh yeah, we have a rig like that. Yeah. So it's exciting to see how other people do it.
Right.
And then sometimes I can learn from that rig that they made and maybe incorporate it into one of the ones that we use for the show.
It's like I love those iterations of institutional knowledge.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
Really cool.
Yeah. So here's what we call the green room. For some reason, at our old shop, the floor was painted green.
Oh, okay.
It was the prop building area, and the name just kind of stuck. So this is a prop building area. It's a little cleaner, a little quieter than out in the machine room. And it's all painting and mold making and any special props that we build and breakaway stuff. Right now we're working on another thing that we do on this show a lot is when Bobby's in her power armor. She's got a lot of strength. And if she's climbing around on the outside of a ship, she sometimes tears open panels.
Oh, right. So
what we have here is this zero temp aluminum.
Oh, yeah.
It's really flexible, but it keeps its shape. Mm-hmm. So we'll build like a wall panel out of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then just have a bit of foam on the inside of it. So it looks like a steel panel. We've actually got a panel over here. I can show you.
Oh, wow. That's a fully dressed piece.
Yeah.
And it's got some rigid foam in the inside.
Yeah. So the inside is foam. What this was actually was one of the characters had her special implants, and she activated what makes her really strong.
Yeah.
And she threw a guy into these doors.
Yeah.
And they, stunt guy actually went flying into the doors, and they hit the doors, and it buckles. It really buckles in. Like that.
Wow.
But it looks like metal.
Yeah, it totally does.
Yeah, but you can dress it up to be weak enough to someone to smash into it.
So you must make dozens of these for...
We do make a lot of them, yeah. Yes, we have rolls and rolls of that zero temp stuff. It works really well.
I will tell you that this is the very self-same stuff that when I was 15, my dad and I made me a suit of armor.
Oh, fantastic.
Out of this, all pop riveted together,
Yeah.
I took it to class and passed out of heat exhaustion.
No doubt. And from little cuts, death by 1,000 cuts as well.
Armor bites are a real thing.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll
sure
bet they
are.
happen on Bobby's armor too.
Yeah, well, it's not bad. The suit is made, it looks rigid.
Right,
It looks
it's a
solid.
polyurea, right?
It's actually a polyurea.
Yeah.
It's quite flexible, yeah.
Is this some some art set? Oh, wow. Is this something we're not allowed to reveal?
No, actually, this was the protomolecule creature. When it was, I think it was the end of season 2.
Yeah.
In season 2, it was digging into the floor to try and get at that sample. So what we did is we had our blue screen actor.
Right.
He had the blue screen suit on with these, and we actually had floor panels made of this product. So he was actually digging into it and tearing big gouges in the metal, but it was just really thin aluminum. So he was actually using these, scraping away the panel, digging them up, and then bending the panel up out of the way so he could get down into the...
That must have been really fun.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun to build, and again, it looked great on camera. And then once the CG guys came in and put the protomolecule creature over top of it,
right,
and it looked, it really sold it.
Oh, that's great. This must have been a fun day when you first started,
it
jumping
was,
into these.
It certainly was, yeah. I was reading the script when I was first breaking it down. I was just like, how are we going to make this metal appear to tear away?
Yeah.
And it's all a CG creature. And then, you lay in bed at night trying to sleep and you can't, and the gears are working. I'm like, we'll just, get our zero temp aluminum and make some claws and
some
tear
ninja
into
claws.
it.
Yeah. These actually could be quite useful.
Yeah.
And dangerous.
And very dangerous. These are from the show Rain.
Rain?
Rain.
Okay.
R-E-I-N-G.
Oh.
Rain. Yeah, it was set in the 16th century or whatever.
I appreciate that you've got ready access to torches just right on the shop wall.
Yeah. We've got cases of them, actually.
Really?
We have storage with cases of these things. So, it's either hanging on the wall in the dungeon or whatever. But having any sort of fuel in there is, A, it doesn't last very long, and B, it's you're burning kerosene or whatever. So these actually come apart. And inside, this is a reservoir that we can fill with propane. So
did you make your own propane tanks?
Yeah, we had a builder here, Sam McConovic, who is sadly no longer with us. Is one of our most brilliant builders. And he hand-built all of these.
Wow.
They're not only incredible props, but they're works of art.
Yeah, and I can also see he's got safety valves in here and everything, so it's certifiable.
Absolutely, yeah. So you just fill up with propane, and then you can see there's their little propane.
Yeah, no, it's a little
there,
torch head, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing you buy at the hardware store, except it looks like, and it'll burn all day long and not leave any.
It's about 40 minutes.
Right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
And you can dial the size up there. Yeah.
I love that.
And he hand hammered all this work here and all the brass work and everything.
Are you excited about season 5? I know you've just started about a month ago. But how's it going?
It's going really well. We've got a lot of really big physical gags coming up.
Yeah.
Visual effects on this show, they're brilliant, but they love physical effects.
They love in-camera, yeah.
Yeah, they love a lot of in-camera stuff that they can build upon.
Right.
You know, they do lots of rig removal for me, which is great. In the old days, there was no rig removal, and you had to do it all. You know, it was all hidden. But they take what I've done and make it just so much better. So we're really excited about a lot of stuff that's coming up in the next season.
Tim, thank you so much for a tour of your beautiful shop.
Thank you very much for coming. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks.